Welcome to the Hired Gun Podcast with your host, the Hired Gun. First, like, subscribe, share. How you doing, y'all? So, let's get into it. So, Raw was better than SmackDown, but Raw was okay. It wasn't the worst SmackDown. Raw, but it wasn't it wasn't a real good Raw either. The end was. I enjoyed the end. I'm not gonna lie about that. I enjoyed the end very, very much. But we knew that Jacob wasn't gonna acknowledge Roman since Saturday after that match. Like we knew then. Like we knew going in that wasn't gonna happen. So, we didn't have to worry about if Jacob was going to acknowledge Roman because the shit wasn't going to happen. You had some people saying that Jacob wasn't going to bend down to Roman, but we seen Saturday night that this shit wasn't going to happen. And Jacob is a monster. He's a werewolf. He's unhinged. The werewolf that Royce Keith was talking about is here. Because in 3 weeks, he's talking out the MFTs. He's sucking out the rest of the MFTs. Alright, he's sucking out referees. He's sucking out Roman. And he's sucking out the Usos. By himself. No one else. And like he said, you gonna have to beat that acknowledgement out of me. Now Roman tried with the chair. But like Ryan said a little while ago, that what you're dealing with is two alphas right now. Okay. You got one alpha who has everything. Okay. The money, the cars, the private jets, the fame, the private schools for his kids. His family don't have to worry about nothing. Right? And then you got another alpha who literally said last night, "Y'all left me broke." Alright? Who, even though he's in the E, he's still fighting for dominance. Right? He's still fighting to get to a certain spot. Like even though he's in the E and he's already won separate gold in different times in the E so far. He's won the tag team titles. Alright? Then which they had to get off him. Alright? And then he's won the United States title. And he's still hungry for more. Right? You have two premium prime alphas. One's the future. And one's the present. And last night, you seen straight dominant. Now, did Roman get his licks in? Yeah, he got him in. Was it enough? No. Roman went through a chair. The Usos and Roman went through the fucking barricade. Now, some would say that we've seen this before. So we haven't seen somebody take out everybody. Alright? Like, Jacob's worse than he was before he lost. Because now he's really unhinged. And he's saying, fuck that shit. Now, does Roman have a point that Jacob lost and he needs to acknowledge Roman? Maybe, maybe. But Jacob doesn't see it that way because Jacob feels like he got cheated, which he did. Right? But Raw was okay. I'm gonna get back to Jacob and Roman soon, soon, soon. Like this episode, I promise. But so Austin was on the show for a brief minute, brief second. She said some words to EO, and oh my god, hold on. Okay, so she said some words to EO. She put EO over, and then you see him leave with a suitcase and all. Now, the word is EO taking some personal time. You know, like the she told the people in charge that she's taking some personal time. Like something happened personal. They're not talking about it, but something happened at home, and she's taking some time off. That doesn't mean she's retired. It sounds like she's winding down, you know, and we want to see her a lot. We don't know the next time we're gonna see her, you know. But that's the word going around right now. I told y'all Sunday, the Austin's is my top three for women. Top three, top two. I like Oscar. Earring, look, everything. Like Austin's that bitch to me. Um, but it's sad. You know, I was telling the wife last night that it's sad to see if her wrestlers retire, or like retire. Like I'm old enough to see wrestlers I grew up watching retiring now, or go away. However you want to put it, you know. Even my wife said something last night about Austin leaving. Oh, Austin retiring. She said, "Well, did they do something for her?" I was like, "No, not yet," because they didn't see it coming. Oh, she'll be back then. And I was like, nah, because I said, I don't know about that. Because of the fact that how it looked Saturday night, Oscar and EO were crying. And Oscar was telling people to buy. And people online were saying stuff, you know? Like Charlotte, Bailey, Becky, um, um, Meacham, people outside the company were saying stuff, you know? Like it was a farewell thing, you know. But well, my wife was right about something with what she said. You would have think they would have made a bigger deal about it. Now, we can check this off to just not knowing what's going on or what happened. But I do know this is not TKO with a pay cut or a release. It's none of that. And maybe the firing Kyrie really broke her. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. But they showed her all. They showed her. Match of the week so far is EO versus Silver. Very, very, very good match. Very, very good match. I enjoyed that match. I did. I enjoyed the match, but I enjoyed the how EO reversed the Soul Snatcher. Never seen that happen before. And EO's in my top five too. All right, like I listen. EO gonna have to fight Becky again because this whole EO's Marta Jannetty is some horse shit. EO's better than her. Like way better than her, you know. But good match. I enjoyed that match a lot. It was a fun match. It was probably the best thing on the card tonight. Last night. Probably the best in the card last night. I enjoyed the dominant and the Americano match. I know how it was in the end. All right, yeah, but good match. The Javon Evans and Rusev match was okay. It was okay. Javon Evans had better matches, but it was just okay. Um, See, they got to say another reason why they didn't add other stuff on that card from Saturday, was not just because of the UFC fight card. Um, Also, you know, you can't fit everything in one card, especially when you got Backlash, you got Saturday Night Main Event, and then you got you got that overseas thing too, and they all jumbled in a matter of 2 weeks from each other. All right, because in 2 weeks you got Saturday Night Main Event, and then 2 weeks after that you got the pay, or either 2 weeks or a week after that you got the pay per view in Italy. You know, so the stuff gonna get jumbled around. So, and then you got Saudi after that. Like a lot of stuff gonna be boom, 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 with no problem. So you can't put everything on one card. So far right now we got the tag team titles on Saturday Night Main Event. The men's for Raw. You got uh, who was on that card so far? There was something else put on that card. Oh, no, no, no. I was gonna say the women's tag team titles, but that's not true. Um, oh, and the IC title match is on that card too, with Ethan Page and Penta. So that's already set. You already got one match set for the Italy match. Uh, um, Cody versus well, not yet, but Cody versus Gunther don't happen. So you can't fit everything on one card, but I'm still gonna say they could add a different match on there. But now we see why they didn't, because leading into UFC, and then you got all these other PL pay per views coming up. You know, so yeah. So and then if you notice when Logan Paul and Austin Theory was leaving, who was in the van? Okay. Now, if you don't know, Master Priest has been in a lot of background stuff with them, talking to them and everything. Last night was the first time she was actually in the car with them. Oh, well, I mean, she was waiting in the car on her phone when she was there. You know. Um, but yeah, yeah. No LA night last night. So I mean, they really no nah. Listen, LA Knight is not my cup of tea. Like he's not. But dog, they really be uh, hot and warm with that man. Cause he'll post to fight Gunther, and then they struck those plans, and now he's not even on TV. Now, you know, some would say that CM Punk was missed last night, or he's been missing on Raw, but he's not going to Raw. Coming back to Raw, he's going to SmackDown. Like he's going to SmackDown pretty soon. Whenever he comes back, I don't see him coming back to Raw. Now, I don't know about last night, but at Backlash, somebody was backstage. CM Punk, not CM Punk. Kevin Owens was backstage last night. I mean, not last night. It's Saturday. Backstage Saturday. So, I don't know how I feel about the Open Family Open Challenge. I mean, I'm okay with what happened last night. All right. So I'm gonna hold my comments on how I feel about it until next week because I understand what was did last night is because Los Gaza is gone. All right. Hey, they're gone. Like I was wondering why they didn't get released because every time they have a match, every time, their job, but still, that's not the point here. Every time they have a match in their job, right? They go on Twitter the next night. I mean, no, they go on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, right? They go on the next night or the next day, right? And they post a picture of them fading away, just fading away in the picture, right? And it's little by little, but it's every week. It's every week it happens, right? On both accounts, right? It happens, right? And to a point that I'm just like, oh, this actually a release, but I kind of see why they didn't because the E is just gonna let the contract run out, and they don't have to worry about releasing, and then they don't have to worry about 90-day clause or anything. So last night was it, I think, because last night instead of having a fade to black, it was all black, and they was telling people thank you for the journey and everything, but they're gone. I guess they got written off TV last night. Right? Yesterday they was at the funeral. I mean, not yesterday. Friday was at the funeral for the gingerbread man, and last night they were there looking for work, and they got written off, pretty much. But we're gonna see about the Overfilm challenge next week and see what happens because they got to bring somebody. If Nick Aldis is saying, I'm sorry, not Nick. If Adam Pearce is saying nobody want to answer this challenge, they got to get somebody from somewhere else in. And soon. Because then this is a fail situation with this open challenge. Not with over because eventually you gonna find somebody hitting for him to fight. Whether it's Jacob, which I can see that happening. Drew McIntyre, I can see that happening. But you don't want to feed these people to over just now or just yet. So you gotta find something reasonable or to intent. And it can't be a jobber that don't mean nothing. Alright? I mean, till the first week, even though it was a fun match, we knew he was gonna win it. But and whoever he fight, he's gonna win against. But that's okay. That's okay. It just you can't just look like you running out of ideas for week 2 of the open challenge. So we see it back to the Jacob. So the only reason Jacob put hands on Jay is because Jay put hands on him first, and then he cried, and then the unhinged happened even more then, and then Jimmy was just there. Like at that point, Jimmy just should just move the fuck out the way. Now I understand he can't do that, but at that point he should just move the fuck out of the way and kept him moving. Because that boy ain't seen nothing but Roman. And then Roman knows what's gonna happen. Now, and I'm not even talking about the beatdown. But because the beatdown was just a plus. Alright? Roman knew he was in for a fight. Now, some would say that Roman didn't use the chair shot. I mean, like the chair shot good enough. And he should have made Jacob bleed. let's be real here. I don't know last time you seen a chair shot. I had a straight up head chair shot in the E. That's not gonna happen. If Jacob was gonna bleed, he would have bled for something else. And even then, Jacob probably still would have got up. You know, I understand people want Roman to be this beast mode dude, but as of right now, Jacob's doing beast mode, and Roman just gotta uh, uh, level up, which he will. He will eventually, but right now, like Jacob's on a mission. Jacob's a monster, a beast. All right, a one-man wrecking machine right now. Like a one-man wrecking machine right now. Yeah. Oh, so Roman. So we went from Roman working all of June to working one night, one date in June to working three to dates in June. So like it's just some of the stuff it's just coming and going. It's just coming and going. You know, it's just coming and going until we see what happens next with that situation. Because of the fact that it went from all of June to one date in June to 3 days in June, which is good. It like which is good. Like he's there for the story. We know we getting Jacob and Roman too. Uh, you know, in Italy because they're gonna set up that card. That's the card that matter right now. I'm not saying that champions don't matter, but because that matters too. But Roman won't be there for that. You know, so that part don't matter. But the story before that matters. You know, but I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I'm glad they still gonna keep this going. Now we knew Saturday that this was gonna keep going, right? You know, but we just had to wait and see about the story. Now, what I will say, he got to stop using the Tekken Dark grip so much. If we wanted it to be effective, and if we wanted it to mean something, like when he does it, they're down. Now I understand with Roman, that can't happen. Like unless the Roman's gonna lose, right? But that can't happen. Like so, he gotta use it for just in case, or not just in case, but like he has to use it effectively one time or twice, not 6 times or 8 times. You know, I understand Roman's gonna work out of it sometimes, so there's that. I get it, I understand it, but at some point, it can't be 6 times, 8 times. Nah, let it be one or twice. All right, you know. Nah, so, but that's my only kind of a gripe about it. But other than that, everything's good for me in this match, in this feud. Uh, could they feud about something else besides acknowledging Roman? Sure, sure. But this is making more sense as of right now. Now you know he Jacob Sprinkling's in. Roman and Jacob go tit for tat on why Jacob's there and why Jacob shouldn't be there, and you know Jacob sprinkle in stuff like I was broke, you left me broke. I had to fight for my life. I've been to prison. All that stuff is being said, you know. So it's not just about him acknowledging Roman, you know. It's not now. Since Jacob don't put hands on Jay and Jimmy, what they finna do now? Because nine, them siding with Jacob, that shit ain't gonna happen now. Like it's not. It's not. But we'll see Friday. If they there Friday and he's there Friday, we'll see what happens then. All right. right? Because I think they still need people for Friday until they eliminate it to 2 hours, and then we'll see what Jacob lands after that. Because again, I can see Jacob challenging over eventually. Alright? Because they're gonna have to pull some people from SmackDown for this challenge. And pull some people from AAA and NXT for this challenge to make it work. Until we get to Night of Champions or main event, something. Something got to stick. But I'm really in the show with that. Make sure you got watch wrestling. Make sure you got watch E-Feds. Make sure y'all be safe, though. I know I didn't say this Sunday, but happy belated sorry, y'all. Happy belated Mother's Day. This Sunday. But you know, but this is the High Gun Podcast with the High Gun. Love you, God bless. I'm out.